In the village of Ekoide, it was said that when a weaver dies with cloth still on her loom, her spirit stays, tangled in the threads, unwilling to let go. Amara did not believe this, not until the night her mother's loom began to move on its own. Her mother, Iya Folasade, had been the finest weaver the village had known, until the fever took her 3 moons ago. Amara had locked the workshop door since, but that night she heard it, the soft click-clack of the shuttle working in an empty room. She pushed open the door. The loom was weaving by itself, and the cloth forming on it was the deep blue of a night sky, threaded with tiny points of light. Amara reached out to touch it. The moment her fingers met the thread, she heard her mother's voice, faint, like wind through grass, calling her name. The thread led somewhere, and Amara was about to follow it. She heard her mother's voice, faint, like wind through grass. The thread led somewhere, and Amara was about to follow it. Amara followed the glowing thread out of the workshop, through the sleeping village, into the forest where the elders forbade children to wander after dark. The thread did not break, not thin. It simply kept unspooling deeper and deeper until she reached a clearing where the moonlight fell like water. There, sitting at a second loom made of pale wood and starlight, was a woman with her mother's hands but a face made of mist. "You came," the spirit said. "Most daughters are too afraid to follow their mother's unfinished work." "Are you her? Are you Ivy Afghanistan?" "I am what she left behind, a voice with no mouth to speak it. I have been weaving since she died, trying to finish what she started. But a spirit cannot finish what only the living can complete. I need your hands, Amara. But know this, to weave with me is to carry her grief as your own. Are you willing to carry what she could not put down?" Amara had a choice to make, and the sun was already rising. Will she accept it or not? Find out in my next episode. She said yes, and the whole village heard what grief sounds like. Amara placed her hands beside the spirits. The threads burned warm, not hot, like sunlight remembered on skin. Together they wove until dawn, and as the last thread locked into place, the spirit's mist form unraveled gently into the cloth itself, becoming part of the pattern, part of the blue, part of the stars. Amara carried the finished cloth through the forest back to the village square as the sun rose. She hung it where everyone could see, and when the wind passed through it, the village swore they could hear humming. Not words, just the sound of a mother who had finally finished her work, and a daughter who had finally let her. It is said in Ekoide that grief, left unspoken, becomes a knot, but grief woven by loving hands becomes something the wind can carry, gently, forever, to anyone willing to listen. Hard to.